Welcome back to this Money Control live stream. You're watching Closing Bell with me, Nandita Khemka.
And I'm Yatin Mota. In fact, my talkback is not working.
Yatin, it's your birthday today.
Yeah,
so firstly, wishing you a very happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
Your talkback is not working, and what's not working is the mood in the market. Yeah. It's a bear hug that you've got today, given the fact that the Nifty has shaved off nearly 200 points, from the index. In fact, 21,500. We are maintaining that level, clutching on to that level by the skin of the teeth. And Yatin, in fact, I think we should be changing places today. Yeah. You've always maintained that I'm a bear and you're a bull. But since it's your birthday, I think you should come and sit here and be the bear this time around.
But absolutely, Nandita, as you were mentioning, the markets clearly in bad shape. In fact, we close to that 21,500 mark, a crucial support zone. And if we really are not able to manage that level once again, I think there could be a correction, in the offering. So we need to just take care when it comes to the trading side. Investments, I don't think so there could be any issue because we are still in a very bull market. But I think a small correction is overdue, and probably ahead of the result season, ahead of Infosys TCS results, I think the overall tone of the management is still not unknown. And overall, I think the market is still now looking at how really to look at IT earnings, look at the earnings season, and in between people are trying to book some profits, especially in the large caps.
That's true, Yatin. Whoever I speak to keeps, saying that, it's a healthy correction. As you mentioned, from an investment standpoint, it is a healthy correction. But of course, on the trading side, it could be a little risky. Broader markets, of course, also came under pressure today. Mid-cap index down 1%. Small-cap index was down 0.5% or thereabouts. But it was the PSU banking lot that got badgered in trade today. So PSU bank index was down nearly 2.5%. You had the FMCG pack also, Yatin, getting hammered in trade, given the fact that, some of these FMCG names have reported single-digit volume growth, and that has weighed in on sentiment as well. Metals also among the big laggards. What did well today in a weak market, managed to hold out, you could say, not really did well. Realty pack ended the day in the green, and aside of that, the media pack also managed to keep afloat and ended the day in the green. India VIX, Yatin, the volatility index has jumped 6%, so volatility has risen quite a bit, and since the start of the year we have been witnessing an increase in volatility, so no surprises there. And advanced decline ratio, Yatin, even though we have seen such a big loss or big sell-off coming in the second half, the advanced decline ratio is only 1:1.5. So that's also something to note. If you look at the losers, individual losers today, UPL, Yatin, this stock continues to get hammered in trade. Today also top Nifty loser down 3.5% or thereabouts. SBI was the other one that got hammered. SBI Life, Divi's Lab, and all the FMCG names, Nestle, Britannia, ITC among the losers. What was gaining today was Adani Ports. Adani Group shares have been doing well, of course, and Adani Ports, this particular stock, at least experts are bullish on this particular stock. So this stock was among the top Nifty gainers. HCL Tech managed to hold out in the green, numbers coming out on Friday. ONGC, Sun Pharma, Hero Motocorp, some of the other gainers. We'll also be talking about Bajaj Auto. That stock was in focus and will be in focus in tomorrow's session also. We'll be talking about that. Aside of that, Yatin, from the broader end of the markets, which are the stocks that caught your attention today?
So, Nandita, if you look at the markets today, clearly volatile, and the stocks which were in news, if you look at that, clearly Godrej Consumer was one stock which was under huge amount of pressure. Now, CLS has a sell call on this stock with a target of 936. Obviously, the culprit here being that the stock has already run up. There was some profit taking, obviously, but the stock was down 5% also to do with the fact that the international markets are not doing well. If you look at the overall organic sales growth, it was in low single digit, and on a decline phase, especially on the consolidated level. In fact, the domestic volumes were in line with expectations according to CLSA, and on the valuation front, clearly things are still quite high for Godrej Consumer. Obviously, they have recently acquired the Raymond's portfolio of their consumer products, including the brands like Kama Sutra and Park Avenue. So that consolidation and integration is still pending and is about to still yield some good results. So I think that is also taking some long period. Rural markets, as many FMCG companies have mentioned, remain weak versus the urban markets. So I think on an overall basis there is some profit taking in the FMCG pack. Marico also, Nandita, was on a weak footing given the fact that the volumes there also were not that great. So overall, I think FMCG as a pack is witnessing some profit taking. Marico almost down 4%, along with Godrej dipping as much as 6% intraday.
Right, it's really the rural demand recovery that FMCG firms
Correct.
are really pinning their hopes on, and we have had numerous chats with experts as to whether or not FMCG can emerge as a dark horse this year, because stocks have largely underperformed. If you look at other sectors like realty, autos, they have clearly been the outperformers over the last 1 year or thereabouts. But the stock on my list today, Yatin, is Bajaj Auto. Stock was, in focus today, given the fact that the company board will meet today to, finalize the details and contours of the share buyback, right? This will be the second buyback for the company in the last 2 years. In fact, if you look at the share price of Bajaj Auto today, it ended flat, managed to end flat in a weak market. The stock did clock that 7,000 rupee mark for the first time on the 3rd of January. And, ever since the buyback announcement came, the stock hit a lifetime high, right? And in the last 1 year as well, the stock has rallied 93%. And outperformed its peers like Hero Motocorp as well as Eicher Motors. But let's talk about the buyback proposal. Really, they will be considering the size, quantum, and the route of the buyback as well. Last time around in June 2022, they came out with a buyback of 2,500 crore rupees, which was at 4,600 rupees per share. Yatin, this time around, reports suggest that the buyback size could be bigger. In fact, double of what it was in 2022. So, in fact, in a previous interview to CNBC TV18, Rajiv Bajaj had outlined that of course, the buyback could be higher than the previous one, given the fact that the cash on books stood at 20,000 crore rupees, and whenever the cash on books exceeds 15,000 crore rupees, Rajiv Bajaj has had maintained that they would want to give 70% of that back to shareholders. So, going by that, looks like the share buyback quantum would be higher this time around, but of course we'll have to see whether or not they go for the tender route or the open market route, and what is the price of the buyback, etc. And this year, of course, the last year has been pretty good for Bajaj Auto, as I highlighted the share prices as well. In fact, the management had also said that they had re-engineered their businesses to invest in new technologies. They had made an investment in a new plant for KTM in Pune as well. So things going well for Bajaj Auto. It's rooming ahead. Let's see what the buyback announcement is like later in the evening, and of course the stock will be reacting to that in the morning tomorrow, and of course will be a talking point as well. But good going for Bajaj Auto, Yatin Mota.
Absolutely, and Rajiv Bajaj Nandita last week spoke to CNBC TV18 in which he indicated that he will be looking to pay out a huge amount of dividend to investors once there is a threshold of profits which is achieved, and more importantly, with respect to the buyback size, he did not comment, but he did say that it's quite logical to have a bigger buyback size given the kind of cash which is sitting on the balance sheet for Bajaj Auto.
That's true, Yatin. The second stock on my list, of course, you are in high spirits. It's your birthday, and I'm sure there are celebrations which you have planned later in the evening. But Sula Vineyards, of course, this stock has been happy high, to say the least, for the last 2 sessions. In fact, over the last 2 sessions, it has surged over 30%. I think 15 to 16% on Friday, and today as well another 16%. So that makes it over 30%. Of course, CLSA has upgraded the stock to buy from outperform, has raised the target price to 863 rupees from 571, which implies a 55% upside from current levels, Yatin. In fact, FY24 to FY26 estimate has also been raised by as much as 4%. Of course, Friday there was another trigger. The scheme, the wine industrial promotion scheme was, in fact, will be revived by the Maharashtra government for 5 more years. Of course, this scheme was introduced back in 2009 to promote the Maharashtra's wine industry, but it was paused during the COVID pandemic. But now the cabinet has decided not only to revive this particular policy, but also to give back to the companies the kind of VAT they have paid, which is 20%. A rebate of 16% will be given to those wineries, right? Now they have decided to refund the rebate for the last 5 years as well. So FY21 to FY24, the amount will be refunded. The rebate amount will be refunded to wineries, and Sula, being the market leader with 50% share, will be the biggest beneficiary of that, and that has come as a shot in the arm for Sula, and which of course is reflecting in the share prices as well. And of course, Sula is also planning to expand tourism at its wineries beyond Maharashtra, and of course the company's wine tourism is seeing good traction, and it has peaked out during the Christmas season as well. So looks like things are looking hunky-dory for Sula wines going forward, and it has already hit a record high, and of course 55% kind of an upside. Looks like there's a lot to cheer for when it comes to Sula Vineyards.
Absolutely, but cheers for Sula being 20% higher, but clearly the market's not in great shape, especially with the Nifty bank collapsing by nearly 700 points today. So let's hope that the markets find some support at the current levels. Else, we could see some technical based correction which could come in the key benchmark indices like Nifty and Sensex.
Well, that was all about the markets, but Yatin, I will not keep you for long, given the fact that, as I was alluding to those celebrations that you are planning, hope I am invited as well. But we'll be back with the markets tomorrow morning. Hopefully, the hangover will be much better and we'll see some bit of green across screen tomorrow morning. So that will be, something to really watch out for. But with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Closing Bell. Thanks a lot for tuning in, but stay tuned to Money Control for all your other news and updates.